All right, great minds. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We'll be having a different class entirely from what we have been having before. At our last class, we did a catalog cover design, and today we'll be doing book laying. We'll be laying a book. Of course, we'll be showing you all the techniques and the processes of laying a book, and we'll be doing a book cover, and then we'll now go into the main episode for today, which is book laying. And I have a book with me here. The cover says Assessing and Harnessing Your Potential. Of course, this is the author, and we have the complete book itself. This is about the book and about the author. And very quick one, we'll be doing the book design. Okay, so of course, a normal book publishing comes in A4, right? That is a normal book publishing. The cover itself comes in A4, while the inner comes in A5. Remember, we once did size class that the higher the figure, the lesser the size. Okay. So now we need to bring this to A4. Okay. Now this A4 we need to bring it to landscape, right? Of course, this is landscape, and I need to double click on my rectangle. Okay, then return and bring out this my margin and press P. Okay, so that it will give me exact the center of this. I want to separate the front. Of course, the right hand side is the front, while the left hand side is the back. So I will now separate this back from the front. Okay, meaning we have the front, okay, from the back, is it not? Right. So what next I need to do is to paste the title I copied now. Very, very quick one. I'll go to Google and get some image which I've already gotten already. Is in my download. So just what I need to do is to copy it, and um of course, one thing about this title is you need to think outside the box. Accessing is something that they need to actually go deep into something. You need to be open-minded to be assessed, right? And you can get an image of someone who is thinking of getting his assessing his own potential, or you can actually have an open door. It's the part of accessing anything access, right? But me, I choose that of key, right? Open key, because something that has been unlocked. Okay, so that is why I downloaded a picture, and I have image already. I want us to be fast, because the class we are doing today is particularly on book laying. So I can work with this image. Okay, what I need to do is to paste it inside, and of course increase it. I just want us to be fast. Okay, I want us to be fast in doing this book. I don't want us to dwell much time on this, or to waste much time on this either. So what I need to do, I can copy and paste this. Okay, and I can turn this to grayscale, which is black and white. Okay, all right. Or better still, I can just copy and paste, then turn the one I pasted to grayscale. All right, and I can transparent this. Yeah, I can just transparent it. Okay, of course, you are still seeing part of the grayscale here. Then I can just draw rectangle here to actually blend this color. The idea is I just want to have a blend of this particular color. Okay, I may not actually get it here, but I can get it if I go out of this. So what I need to do is I can draw rectangle and blend this color. I just need something lighter. So of course it has been added here. I can now go and then of course insert it, right? Think we are good to go here, right? We are good to go here, and I can just come out of it. Okay, I can go to tool color and maybe add a little of additional green color, even though it will not be that deep. I just want something light. Okay, okay, I think I've gotten what I want here. Let's see how it goes here. No, it's dim, something like this, but I need it somehow dim a little. Let me change the color so that I can get the better part of it. Yeah, I think I'm okay like this. So I'll just okay it, right? This is okay for me. Okay, I can still paste this inside. Same thing will be applicable here, but in this situation, I will I can um transparent this, right? Just give it this color, right? Still on it, I can still transparent this. Okay, I think this is okay for me, right? I think I'm done with this. Now, of course, here is the front and here is the back. We have what we call spine. Okay, for those that know what I'm saying, spine is usually at the center of the front and the back. So what I need to do is I can just double click, it will still fit into the A4, and spine is usually depending on the volume of the book. I can make it 0.2. Okay, right? So what I need to do, I can just blend the color here. Okay, go to this two color again. Then instead of the white that is there, I can blend it with this, right? What I need to do, I'll just turn it upside down like this. Fine and good. I think this is okay. So this, I just want us to be fast. This accessing, of course, the accessing will not start the accessing will not start from the 90 degree. Either it starts from, now if I give it 90 like this, you discover that the accessing start from down to up, but normally it's supposed to start from up to down. So I'm supposed to make it 270, right? Okay, it's supposed to be from up to down. So I can give it white color, then center. Of course, if you watched my previous video, you understand what I mean by center, because it has to start, the center has to do with the center of the horizontal and the center of the vertical, right? Then once I'm done with this, I'm just being um I just want to be fast, as I just want to be fast so that we can go into the main business of the day. Okay, so what next I need to do is to go back there, then pick the name of the author, right? So I can still come back here and still paste it. So same thing happens. I can still give it same from, then turn it to 270 because it's coming from up to down. Of course, I can reduce it as, maybe reduce it here. Then of course I can make it cap 2 letter, right? Reduce it and stretch it if possible, right? Then can still give it white, or I can give it this lighter color. Okay, depending on what you as the designer want, but have it in mind that anything you're doing, you should think outside the box, right? So just what I don't want us to dwell much time on this, and that is the reason why you see me not giving much attention on this very design I'm doing. So I can give it white, right? I can give it white and bring it outside, then reduce the shadow, so I can just do justice to this title. Okay, of course the name of the author is already here. Depending, the name can be up, the name can be down, but me, I can decide to put my own up. Okay, that is my own choice. Okay, so if the owner of the book says no, I want my name to be at the down part of the book, of course I will leave it like that, I will bring it down. But I'm just trying to be fast so that we will not waste much time. Okay, I'll transparent it and of course give an outline to this. And if you have been watching my video, you know all the keys I'm pressing, all the places I'm entering. Okay, and if you're new to the channel, please do well to like, comment, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. So what I need to do, I can bitmap this, transparent this, fine and good. Okay, so that you not see the beginning and you not also see the end. All these are part of design, but of course you are seeing that there is white, there is just white in between the text. So what I need to do is I can bring this to, now there's something we've not done. This is capital letter and I need to change it to small letter, right? I'll go to text. Okay, now there's what we call change case. Once you press this change case, something like this comes out. There are 5 different ways in which you can change case, right? Sentence case, lower case, you can see them like that, like that, like that. So if you want it any of this, if you want it title case, of course, which is what I want, you see it. So the shortcut to this, of course, we know the long cut is going through this your menu bar. Then you click on this text and click on change case, and you see different ways by which you can change this our character. If you still want to bring it to lower case instead of this title case, of course, title case, the first characters are all capitals, you can see here. But if I want it to be lowercase, all will be on small letter. But the shortcut now is double click on the text as if you want to add or remove a text. Then you can select all by pressing Ctrl A, then hold your shift and press functional key, that is the F3. It will just come. So what I'm used to doing is I don't go through the menu bar, that is the text. I'll just double click Ctrl A and Shift F3 to bring me there direct. Of course, I told us that one thing you can use in knowing a good graphic artist is using a shortcut. So what I need to do is I can just break this and this accessing, I can just use a good font like this, and of course I can give it white. Okay, I can tick in the white. I can use this 0.75 and I can use this one. Okay, of course I'll give it shadow, right? We have our drop shadow and I'll bring it outside. Okay, yeah, this is what I want. Because I'll reduce it and bring this 3. Okay, this is what I want. I'll break apart, Ctrl K, right? So that this shadow will be totally different from the text itself. Okay, so we have accessing and harnessing. So this my hand can be the symbol one. Okay, of course you always keep your design simple. Okay, so it will look like international standard, right? So what I need to do, let's see if my red can give us what we want here. The answer is yes. So what next I need to do is mm, harnessing your potential. Let's see if I can give it. Okay, let's see what happens here. Assessing and harnessing your potential. So let's see what is happening here. Because I'll reduce this. You keep your design very, very simple. Give it black. But then, can this thing serve? Let's see if I can add white to it. Let's see how it goes. Of course, I can now dim, either I dim this color, okay, or I give it a different color entirely. Yeah, this is good. Okay, So the idea is just to bring what you're doing out. All right. So I can, let's say if I can give this mayonnaise in white. If I give it white, you see, discover that it's actually contradicting. But I'll give it shadow. But this time around, the shadow may not be black. Huh? Don't worry, I'll bring it out. Then let me give it this darker shade of green. Then tune it, still reduce it, and maybe faint it a little bit, and still bring it to 3, then break apart just for you to show, right? So you discover that we've gotten a book cover design. So remaining the back, what I just need to do is to go to about the book. I wouldn't like to dwell much time. I just want to be as simple as I can so that we can go to the main um topic of the day. Of course, sometimes you see some of the book cover being placed somewhere here. Okay. Of course, sometimes you see them like this. Of course, it comes in 3D. Like I said, I don't want to dwell much time, okay, in doing this book cover because we have the main topic for the day, which is doing book laying, right? So I would not like to dwell much time on this. Okay, so let's assume we have this. So this is the book, right? So I can give you white and just bring the text, copy it, and paste it here, right? I'll just paste it. Never mind. I can still reduce this and of course, now we have about the book somewhere ends somewhere here. Okay. So the continuation of this is I can just still draw a rectangle. I can still draw the text box. Okay. Drag this thing here. So what I need to do, this one now, there's nothing here. What I need to do is to click. Anytime you see this red something, this red dotted line, it means there are still text hidden inside. So what I need to do, let me shift this down so that you understand. Once I press it, I can now click in between those this very arrow, press it, then a black arrow will now appear facing right hand side. So it's asking me where am I to place this. So you just click on it and it will appear. So that is exactly what I want we'll be doing after this book cover design. Okay, so that is exactly what we'll be doing. So I can now stretch it down. Okay, and we have our book. So if you think it's actually not showing very well, I can still hide it. Okay, or better still, what I need to do is I can transparent it down, and I just want a shaded part of the book cover background to still show. Okay, so if you are still running away from it here, we can still meet it down, but something else can be done. Okay, I can just decide to draw a rectangle, transparent my rectangle, then give it a shaded black. Okay, fine and good, no worries. Then of course his picture, his image will be here. His image can be here, right? Let me write it. Image here. Okay, now then I can bring the about the author, right? So I'll place it. Okay, now if I have something like this here and I really don't want to begin to format, once I mean by format, I really want this about the author to be exactly both the color, the size, and everything about this book. What I need to do is I'll go to edit. Okay, once I go to edit, we have copy properties from. All right, once I click on it, I'll mark these 4 things. I'll just check the 4 of them and click on OK. Then the same arrow black facing right will appear. I'll just press it and it will come. Now what is the shortcut? Remember I told us that file, edit, view down to help is Like file has file, but there is an underlying character in the word file, which is f. For effect, underlying character is c. For text, underlying character is x. So if I'm to bring down this underlying character, or for edit, that is e. So I'll just press alternative. I'll strike alternative from my keyboard and press e. It will appear, but by then I must have clicked on what I want to give a different formatting. Okay, I must have clicked on it. What I need to do is I'll just press alternative e. So once I press alternative e, automatically it will pop down what is under the edit. So check this property, copy property from. You see that the underlying character in these three words is m. So once I press m, I'll not press the alternative again. I'll now check it and click on OK. You discover that it will give us exactly what we have before now. So what I need to do is I can draw a straight line. Okay, I can draw a straight line. All right, and so same thing happen here. Okay, so I'll copy this and paste it. So we've gotten a very unique book cover design. Of course, this is where the picture ends. So I'll paste it here. Okay, don't mind. I can bold it. Of course, don't mind. I'll hide. This is where it ends. So I can just draw another rectangle. Okay, do what I have done here before and take it up, then stretch it where this ends. So by men doing this, you discover that we've gotten, of course, the barcode usually comes here. The publisher name usually comes here, depending on where you want to paste it. So by men doing this, you discover that we've gotten a unique book cover design. So let's start our book laying proper. So what I need to do is I'll either press from this point, I can just from this point, I'll press either plus. It will open a new page for me. Okay, it will open a new page for me, or I can delete it. I'll go to insert, click on insert page. So it will ask me how many number of pages are you inserting. Do you want to insert it before or after this very page you're seeing? So I can just click on before. I'll click on after, okay, because after this page I need another page. But the thing now is that asking you here, how many number of pages do you want? What is the size? Okay, in a situation whereby you never used this insert page, because of course this one is asking you which size, and is asking you will it be on portrait or landscape. In the situation whereby you never used this, and by saying A5 landscape and bring it now, you discover that if I end up inserting from here, it will give you exactly what we have at the previous page, which is A4 landscape, and I needed A5 portrait because the inner of a book publishing is usually A5 and it comes in portrait. Okay, now what I need to do, go through your property bar and check. You see that we have something that is active, all page. All pages means as much as you keep inserting a page, as much as you keep inserting page, it must be A4 landscape because you've not actually made a command. So what I need to do, instead of leaving it where we have this all page, bring it where we have current page. Once you click on this very current page, you can now go to your page size and change it to A5. Now, if you go back to your first page, the first page remains A4, right? You can remove this and see it remains A4, right? But the next page is now A5 because you've given that command that any page, the current page where I am, any page I choose from here, it will give exactly that page. So let's begin our book laying proper. What I need to do is just to double click very, very fast. Okay, once I double click, of course it comes with line. What I need to do, of course, once you bring something out and you want to bring it to the center of the page, press P. P will always bring it to the center of the page. So that was what I did before we were able to separate the front from the back, because I dragged this margin and pressed P. It gave us the center, right? So it should be carried along. So what I need to do, I'll remove the outline. Now, I'm doing this class as a beginner. I'm actually trying to make us know what and what we need to do before we can begin to lay a book, right? So I'll just draw a box, don't mind. I need to give a margin, top, bottom, left and right. And by default, a margin for book laying is the top and the bottom and the left and the right. They have the same size. None of them should be more than each other. So what I need to do, make sure that your unit is on inches. You make sure that your unit is on inches, right? Now click on it, then come here and give it 0.75 by 0.75. Watch it. This you are seeing is actually the um space you should give your book laying before a text will begin to appear. So what I need to do is, of course, we've done our alignment class. I'll hold my shift and multi-select it with this main A5 I chose. I'll press L. L will bring it to the left hand side. I'll drag my margin and leave there. I'll click it again, multi-select and press T. T will bring it up. Alright. Then I'll multi-select and press R. I will take it to the right. And I'll multi-select, I'll press B. B will bring it to the bottom. Right? So by main doing this, we've gotten the same, exactly the same size. So the idea now is that, look at where these margins, where they intersect. Your text should not go exceed outside of this margin. They should be within these margins. So to be on a safer side, I will now go back to my book laying and start. Of course, we have dedication. Okay, and normal, almost all the books I'm used to seeing, some of them you only see the title. Of course, international standard usually comes with the title. Okay, but before then we are supposed to have gotten our bottom and our foot, that is our header and footer. The header means, of course, the title of the book. You see it at the top side, and the foot is the numbering, page numbering. So I can just come here, duplicate this, fine. Then you can give it black, go to the next page, of course, ungroup it and turn it back to 00, right? Okay. I don't need the name of the author again because it will be tautology. So what I need to do, I'll turn it to um title case, right? I can change the color to be Times New Roman, something like this. Okay, I can give it capital letter, then centralize it. I can stretch it. I'm just trying to give a template. Okay, I'll space it to 2, then I can give it 7. Okay, so what I need to do, I can draw a line. Okay, center it. Of course, everything I'm doing, I'm using my alignment class. If you not know what I'm doing, please go back to my um videos and you check where we have alignment class. Of course, this is my heading. So the footer now will now be the numbering 01. Can centralize it, and I can still give it 10. Still leave it as Times New Roman. Of course, you see they are not touching this margin because that is where my text will stop. So I can just put a dash. Of course, I like my things being very, very simple. I can just put a dash, okay, to it, and to just be like this. All right. So when you zoom it now, you discover that I've gotten my template. I can group it and drop it to one side. So either I duplicate this, okay, either I duplicate this and then group it and bring it to the middle and centralize it, Of course, this is how book normal book lane usually used to be. The first page you see is the duplicate of the book cover, but in black and white. So I can now go to my bitmap, convert to black bitmap. Then instead of converting it on RGB or CMYK, I'll bring it to grayscale because I want it to be on black and white. Okay. So what I need to do is I'll convert it to grayscale, right? So this is what we have here. So the next page now can now be the dedication page. I can just copy my dedication page and paste it. Now, a very interesting thing here now is I can just draw my margin here, and I will now tell myself every of my dedication page should not exceed this line. So margins goes hand in hand with what? So I can just duplicate this and press it. So one thing you need to know here is that these margins you're seeing goes hand in hand with book lane. Okay, so what I need to do here now is I can just design this my pages. Okay, so I can decide to use book, and of course as a graphic artist, you as time goes on you'll be getting used to all these um fonts. Okay, okay, let me leave it capital letter, and I can decide to do something like this. Okay, I can decide to do something like this. Maybe give it just painted. Of course, I you don't do much design in book lane. You just have to be diplomatic in your design. So I can do something like this. Okay, I can do something like this. Let's hear. Of course, if you're doing work, you'll be checking the overview. Okay, let me turn it the other way around. I think this is better. I think this is better. Yeah, this is better. Let's see. I think this is better. So I cannot draw another margin that, okay, this is where the subheadings will be, but this is where every of my new page will start from. Okay. Now, so what I need to do, dedication, we don't have anything for dedication. Acknowledgement, the same thing. We don't have anything for it now. So what I just need to do is I can just duplicate this page, go to page down, of course, duplicate here, and of course, once I paste my acknowledgement, what I need to do is to ungroup this, then alternative E and M. Okay, remember what happens here. So I'll just click on it. So if you don't know alignment by now, that means you just need to go back to my alignment class, because everything that has to do with design, not just this book lane, you need alignment. So if you're not getting what I'm doing here, both based on the shortcuts I'll be doing as time goes on, please do well to go back to my alignment class on my YouTube channel and revisit the class and learn it very, very well, so that you'll not be carried, you'll not be lost in our class, or you'll be carried along. Please, if you are new to this channel, do well to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for subsequent video, as we'll be advancing to another software called Photoshop. I mean graphic software called Photoshop in no distant time. So I need to bring this acknowledgement where we have the dedication. I'll click on the acknowledgement, then hold my shift and multi-select and press T. Okay. I can delete this, then center it, okay, by pressing C. Okay, you see what we have here. So acknowledgement 2, we don't have anything. I can go to forward, the same thing. Okay, just want to save our time. All right, press P, ungroup it, paste the forward, right, and we'll do that of forward. Okay, Like I told us that today's class will be a very interesting one, and please do well to drop your questions, and I will respond as soon as I can. Anything you don't understand, just ask me and I will give you reply as soon as I can. So the same thing happens to introduction. I will do my introduction here. All right. I'll duplicate it and on group and paste. Okay. So I can do same thing here. Okay. Now watch the reason why we created this very margin. So what I need to do is I'll pick my text box. Now text box, if you hold left click and hold and drag it, okay? You, if you left click, now the next thing I'll need to do is to pick my text box. If you left click and hold and drag it, of course something like dotted lines will follow you, okay? So this is to tell you that you're about pasting something inside there. It's different from you picking your text and just clicking. Okay, this one will only give you a normal text, right? But when you pick your text, left click and drag it, that means you want to paste something. You want to paste more than one word or thereabout. So once I pick my text box, I can just, don't worry, we can just drag, centralize it and zoom one part. Once you drag this, make sure you set it the whole shift. It will now apply to the other side of, I'm on the right hand part. So the left hand side now, it reflects on it. So let's reduce and see what has happened here has equally happened there. So what I need to do is I'll zoom it, I will now drag it, okay? Same thing happens here. I'll zoom it and I will now drag it, okay? Now what I need to do, this particular one, I can duplicate it one side and drop because I'll be using it for new subheadings, okay, as time goes on. What I need to do, I can duplicate this again and make sure, because the next page of course will get to this point, so I can zoom it very well. Then I'll make sure that it has fit to what I need to do. And if you are dragging it, once you start dragging, of course you see that it's scattered, but once you hold shift will bring it back to order. You see, no matter how I shake my mouse, it will never leave the margin. Okay, so you should have it in mind that here shift matters a lot. If I want to drag this out without holding shift, it will not be at the same line. That is, it will not follow the line we have, except you are pressing down your shift. Okay, so shift is just like control in this situation, because it will make it to have control while you move it around. So what I need to do now is I can just drag my success, drag all what I have for introduction, and I'll copy it. Okay, come to this point and double click on it and paste. All right. Of course, you don't touch anything here because by default is under maintain font and formatting. Then, and this first first CMYK black is already checked. So just leave it like this and okay it and allow it for some time and it will paste. Okay, and of course before you can start pasting here, you should have been conversant with Microsoft Word, because you need to typeset and do all these necessary things. Because if you watch here, you discover that it is already justified. Okay, normally if you are typing in Microsoft Word, it comes in left, and if I paste it like this, it will just be, it will not be complete. So you should have done your type, they call it typesetting. Typesetting is totally different from typing. Typesetting means after typing, you should set it before you can take it for printing, or before you can take it to wherever you want to take it to. So you should have typeset every of your typing, or every of your text in Microsoft Word before you can now begin to copy and pasting it in CorelDraw. Okay. So what I need to do, I can duplicate. Once you drag left and hold your shift, it will have control. Then right click on it. I'm still holding my left, I'm still holding my shift. I will now right click on top. So you see it has been duplicated. So what, just the difference between normal typing and book laying is this: they call it interconnect. All right, we call it interconnect. It's a very simple thing. I told us that whenever you see a black arrow facing down, or wherever you see a dotted and red line, okay, it means there is something there. So what I need to do is, once I go to that black arrow facing down, it's telling you that there is something down. There is an arrow down. So what I need to do is to press it, okay, and now go to the empty text box where I have a text box that is empty. Once I click on it, you will now discover that there is a connection between the former text we have and the new text we have. That means this text that started here continues in this next point. This is just the secret of book laying. So what I need to do is I'll go to next page. Don't mind. Now I will not pick this again because this one already have dedication. That is why I duplicated it one side. So this one is empty. So I'll just drag it and press P. Like I told us, P is to bring to center. So I'll just click on this, multi-select by pressing my shift and press it and press C. Like I told us, if you have not understood the class of alignment, you have a big problem in book laying. Okay, so I'll click on this and multi-select and press C. Of course, C is width. C is width, while E is height. That is bringing it to center, bringing center to width and bringing center to height. So of course, in this situation, I want to bring it here. So it has to be C. Okay, so this is what I will keep doing. This is what I'll keep doing until I finish my book laying. Okay, now I'll just be duplicating the press P, then I'll center it. Now, another interesting thing here now is this. In most book publishing, okay, you discover that this first character of every chapter or every subheading has a drop down. This, like this success, I want this S to drop down in this first line, second line and third line, like that, like that. So what I need to do is to double click inside, select the S. Okay, now under your property bar, after your bold, italize, underline and adjustment and co, we have something where we have drop cap, and the shortcut is control plus shift plus D. Okay, if I press down my control and shift and D, it has dropped already. Okay, now the question is, either you do that of shortcut or you come to your property bar and press it. Now the thing now is, the something only dropped in three lines. What if I needed it to drop in 5 lines or 6 lines or thereabout? Because in some magazines or some newspaper, you see the drop cap covering like 6 lines at the same time. What happens? Like I told us, by now you must have explored all the menu bars we have here. Like I told us, when I was doing that of effect, I only made example of blur, an example of 3D, example of what is it called, texture. And I told us, I mean creativity, yes, this creative. So I told us that we should use the time we have to actually explore this, because we have a whole lot to learn from this. Okay, so I'm only touching part of it because I know I can't begin to do every of this effect. So once I've done one or two and you see what I did to activate these things we're seeing, of course you can do the rest, and you you even learn more while trying to get things yourself in terms of this effect, is what I mean. So now, this text, I told us it was in today's class I was able to tell us what change case is all about. So if I were you, and I know we've done that of feed text to part, that is rounding text in a shape, right? Be it an oval or a circle or any other shapes. Okay. Now today's class, now we are doing that of drop cap. So something has led us to discuss about this drop cap. Look at it here. So everything that has to do with text is what we are having here. Now this drop cap, watch the picture and you see this picture here, you see that they are the same thing. Okay, so same thing happens to column. If you want more than one columns, of course, just take your time and be doing this, and you see you are getting it yourself. Okay, so once I click on drop cap, now by default we have numbers of lines dropped is 3. So I can increase it to 6 and let's see what happens. This is what is happening. So in some newspapers or in some magazines, you see something like this. So you shouldn't be surprised that how did it come about? How do we come about this? So automatically, this is to tell you that we can do magazine design. Okay, all these daily trusts, you see them coming up with daily newspaper. Of course, some of these are being done with either pagemaker. Of course, pagemaker is olden days graphic software or graphics application. Okay, now we have CorelDraw, we have InDesign. Of course, InDesign is the latest one, but you can come up with you can do your magazine or brochure design here perfectly. Okay, if you can use this software, if you can follow my software, you can follow my YouTube channel, you discover that you can be an expert just the way I promised us. Okay, as a beginner, I can advance you to an expert without a physical person teaching you. All right, so we continue with our class. So this is the drop cap we've got in here. So like that, if I happens to zoom this now, you discover that we've gotten a book laying. You see the way it's going. Of course, after everything, you can begin to do your numbering. If this is one, of course, go to next page. This will be two, okay? Because you've already gotten the template, and this will be three. This one now comes after your book laying, okay? So same thing happens to now go to table of contents. Of course, we've gotten it already. We have the table of contents already. What I need to do is to go to my next page. Now, instead of duplicating from here, okay, I will now duplicate from here because it has to do with subheading, right? So I can just of course take it up, multi-select and press T, delete this, multi-select it to the main rectangle box and press C. Okay, now in this situation, my table of content, I can just copy it. Of course, there are much, but let me just copy few. I just want us to, I don't want to dwell much on this table of contents. I don't want to dwell much in it. Okay, so I'll paste the table of content. I just want us to um do like chapter one, because of course the chapter one will not be the same design with the preliminary pages. Okay, of course, the chapter one will not be the same with that of the preliminary pages. So it should be something totally different from what we are used to having before. Okay. So why is loading? I can just come. Okay, we have the chapter one, and I think after this chapter one, we call this class a day because I just want us to have an idea of how we can do book laying in CorelDRAW. Like I told us, I promised us that as time goes on, we'll be advancing to another application called Photoshop. In that very Photoshop, you'll be seeing an interesting class. You will enjoy more of graphics. As the case may be, we'll be doing something unique. Okay, we'll be doing something unique, and I would just want you to share with friends and well wishers, and do well to um tell others concerning this my YouTube class, and the need or the reason why they should subscribe to this my channel. All right. So I wouldn't like to dwell much time on this. Let me just do something. What I need to do is to draw a straight line. Okay. Now this is the idea. I want us to get something right here. Some people use dot lines. Okay. Some people use this kind of dot lines, right? Maybe the spacious one. Fine. What I need to do is, one, if you want to maintain this, that is, if you don't want it to exceed this very point, right? What you need to do, zoom it and make a move and hold shift. Like I told us, shift has a big work to do here. Once I duplicate it, don't click outside. Pressing R. R means repeat, repeat, repeat. Don't mind. So in this situation, I can delete this because it's not giving us what we want. I can reduce it from here, increase this from here, reduce it from here. Okay. So the idea now is that this thing remains the same. Okay, this point remains the same. So I'll do the same thing for this. Okay, so of course I'll reduce it and I'll duplicate it here. I'll not click outside, I'll just press R, right? So what I need to do is to just drag it. Okay, so with this, this is how we usually draw and get our table of content. So what I need to do now, I can turn this to II like that. Of course, you bring it to right. Okay, bring it to right. You can just make your II here. Of course, like that, like that. So like that, like that. I like that, like that. Okay, okay. This we have the IV, then we have the V, right? So in this situation, I can, of course, after the page numbering, after the laying, you can now begin to do your page numbering here. This can be one, this can be two, this can be three, this can be four, like that, like that. So what I just need to do is to adjust it, right? Of course, you can work with margin. I'm just trying to be fast. Of course, look at this, right? You see, I need to adjust this a little. Okay, so I can adjust this a little like that. I am just trying to be fast as soon as I can so as not to waste much of our time. Okay, of course, after this, you can be deleting the margin here. I'm just using it to get what I'm. So this can be one, this can be two, this can be three, depending on the page numbering. Okay, so the next thing I need to do now, if you watch this now, in most book publication or most book publishing, you always see table of content like this, depending on the design you want. Okay. Now the next thing we are doing now is I want to formulate my chapter. So I can copy this and paste the chapter here. Right. So please, if you are new to my channel, do well to like, subscribe, comment and turn on the notification bell for subsequent video. Now my chapter can be something like this. Like I told us, this very margin was for my preliminary pages. Okay, so in this situation I think I'm done with the preliminary pages, so that I will remove it. Okay, so I'm trying to do that of chapter, so I can decide my chapter can start from here. Okay, now I can make the chapter small, title case chapter. My chapter could be this, can be this, no problem. Okay. Um, I think this is what. Okay, sorry. I think this is what it means here. Okay, this is an interesting aspect of what I want to achieve here. So I can draw a rectangle. I'm trying to come up with something unique here. Of course, I'm not doing. I can use Tahoma, right? And my chapters can be like this. Now, this is how I want my chapter to be. You see how very simple and unique it is. Then your title comes under. Of course, I can make it 14, right? And I can just draw a very tiny rectangle, give it a grayscale. So this is a template for me and I'm okay with it. So in all and all, my chapter will not exceed, that is, my chapter will just be like this, but my text starts from here. Now what I need to do, I can group this. I'm done with this. Of course, I'm done with all the primary pages, so I can delete this. Then I can duplicate this and drop one side. This will be how my chapters will always look like. This one, I can bring it back and of course I will delete this and I will now increase it where I want the starting of the chapter to be. I'll bring it one side too. Okay. So what I need to do now, I can now start pasting my chapters. I'll copy all of them. Now this is where my chapter ends. The chapter 1 ends. So what I need to do very fast, I will not waste much time. I'll just paste it. So watch how fast I will be in in linking up the chapter text. Of course, I know by default is justified, full justify, right? Fine, I can just insert my drop cap. Of course, three. So what I just need to do is I can just bring this so that it will not be that far from me. So I'll just be linking it. Once I link, I'll once I link like that. So this is what I'll be doing. And before you know, I'm done with what I'm doing. Okay, like that. So this is how now you watch, you agree with me that everything I'm doing now, nothing can make the book itself that I'm laying, nothing can make it to change. Watch, none of this is exceeding this my margin because of why I have already set out my margin even before I started. And that is the reason why I told us that the normal margin for book laying is 0.75. You do it for top, bottom, left, and right. Okay. So after this, you discover that I'm done with this. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is to now duplicate this and press P. So in this situation, I can now change this to what? 2. This is how simple it is. I'll duplicate this. And before you know, you end up seeing yourself. So I will not copy this chapter 2 again. Either I will only copy this title and subheading, then paste it. Okay. Once I paste it, of course, I'll just give it the same font I gave this, which is 14. Then I'll take it up, right? Then delete it, then center it. That is center for width, right? And I can continue like that. So please, if you are new to my channel, do well to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. So exactly what I've done here is what you keep doing for the rest of the book laying. I believe we have achieved a great um, idea for this book laying. Of course, we did our book cover design and we now proceed with that of the inner. Please, if you have any question to ask, do well to drop it in my comment section. Share to friends and family. They should see every reason why skill acquisition is what is trending. And ICT is something that you cannot do without because we are in a technology world. And I wish you all the best as I anticipate in seeing you in my next video. Thank you for constantly viewing my channel and thank you for sharing to friends and family and have a blessed day ahead. Bye.